Well, that just
Yeah, that would have been helpful on that, and you would have gotten rid of.
What have I done? I built the thing, and it's horrible. It's so good at breaking boards, it's ridiculous. I did it again, folks. I built something really dumb for absolutely no reason, and it works. It works in the weirdest ways, and it annoys me. It annoys me that I didn't think of it for myself.
Okay.
Lads, today we're bringing you a deck profile. Today we're bringing you a deck profile on a deck that gains advantage off of blowing up its stuff, which is a fun thing by sound. Yeah, this. We built Sky Striker Unchained. Unchained Sky Striker. We built a version of a deck that does things, and we're still constantly improving it. But this is like the start. This is the starting line of the deck, and the deck's already really good. It's really good at going second. It's really good at picking apart a board. You just have to make really good decisions. It has a lot of. It's very skill intensive. So I highly recommend if you're looking to play something rogue and relatively cheap. Relatively cheap. It's not cheap, but it's relatively cheap. This deck is a deck. It's right up your alley. It's you can slam some homies if you that sounded wrong. That came out.
You can crush boards.
You can crush boards. You can do some stuff with it in Reyes Bay.
You can do like 50 backflips with it.
At the beginning of this deck profile, I wasn't sure if I was going to do an intro or not, but the more I thought about it, the more I thought I need to do an intro. I do screw up once in the video. You would be substituting Unchained Soul of Rage, one of them, not anything else, so that's that. So check it out. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hit the deck profile. Guys, I'm not even gonna lie. Lucas and I are at Locals today, and we're at Locals right now. You can hear people in the background. I'm not gonna tell them to shut up.
shut up.
Like that. We helped Travis build a deck, and we've created a monster. I've watched him testing it a little bit, and it's insane. It gains advantage off of your opponent doing things to you. It's wild, and you know what? We're just gonna get into it. This is Unchained Sky Striker. I didn't think this was gonna be a thing. This is a thing. So first up, we're gonna start with our Unchained stuff. We got triple copies of Unchained Rakia. Rakia being able to destroy things as a quick effect is really good. And all the Unchained twins have the same secondary effect. When they're destroyed by battle or card effect, you're able to special summon another Unchained monster from the deck, and that's really good. We got triple Arua is able to destroy a card on the field that's set to special summon itself from the hand, which gives you a free extender. 2 copies of Sarama. Sarama is able to set an Unchained card from the graveyard to the field, and then destroy a card on the field, triggering the other effects, which is really good. And then we're running 2 copies of Abominable Unchained Soul. Abominable Unchained Soul is just the big boy, and it's a level 8, which is important. And last, we're running 2 copies of Disaster. Disaster is super good. Being able to link summon with your opponent's cards is crazy. It's just really good. And then to continue the aspect of this, it's actually going to be triple copies of Abomination's Prison. Abomination's Prison, being able to search everything is really nice. And because it's a spell card, it doesn't conflict. Instead, it actually benefits the Sky Striker stuff. 1 Wailing. Wailing is really good because you're able to use it in a multitude of different ways. But if you never see it, you never see it. Then into the trap cards, this is more of the control aspect of the deck. We're running 3 copies of Escape. Escape is the one that lets you target 1 Unchained monster you control and one card on the field and destroy both. And then if it's set and destroyed, you get to set another card. So you get to play a lot of really cool like trap cards with this list. 3 copies of Abominable Chamber of the Unchained. Special summoning from the graveyard. It's your monster reborn. And that's going to do it for the Unchains. The Unchained is the bigger part of the deck. The Sky Strikers just give you a supplemental engine since you want to be able to end on like Rage or things like that. So then the Sky Striker package, it's going to be 3 copies of Sky Striker Ace Ray. Ray is the only Sky Striker monster we're playing. We're not playing Rose because it's not pure. And this allows you to do everything you need to do for the recursion, but it gives you access to some really powerful control cards, as well as being able to run other spell cards that are really good. 3 copies of Widow Anchor. Negating monster effects is really nice. Being able to steal them in the grind game is also really nice. 3 copies of Shark Cannon. Banishing cards is really nice. Stealing them is even nicer. Then we got 2 copies of Area Zero. Being able to excavate cards to get into your Sky Striker stuff is always beneficial. 1 copy of Jamming Waves because it's a searchable way of dealing with back row. Afterburners is a searchable way to deal with individual monster threats. And then the final few cards are just supplemental spell cards to benefit the deck. And that's going to be 2 copies of Pot of Desires, 1 copy of Upstart Goblin. Draw Power is Draw Power. 1 copy of Terraforming, and 1 copy of Reinforcements of the Army. And this is just search cards that help thin your deck. And that does it for the Sky Striker portion of the deck.
I think.
Next up is the extra deck. The extra deck is Cray Cray. So, first up is going to be 3 copies of Unchained Soul of Rage. Rage is allowing you to, as a quick effect, link someone with your opponent's stuff on their turn. Always really nice. Next up is going to be 2 copies of Anguish. Anguish lets you link someone with your opponent's cards on your turn, which is really good. 2 copies of Abomination. Abomination lets you blow everything up. It gets effects for blowing things up. It blows up stuff all the time.
23.
And now the Sky Striker stuff, we're running 2 copies of Shizuku, 2 copies of Kagari, and 2 copies of Hayate. And that's it. Shizuku being able to freely search is good. Kagari free recursion, and Hayate setting up the Kagari plays is all just, it's a fantastic lineup. And then last but certainly not least, we're running the 2 supplemental cards, which is 1 copy of Topologic Bomber Dragon. Actually, we're supplementing this out. This is going to become the Phantom Knights of Breaksword. And then 1 copy of Dingirsu. This just gives you some Xyz packages. We have Infinitrax rolling around in here, so we want to make sure that he's prepared for that kind of stuff. Breaksword also destroys cards on the field, and Dingirsu's an out to things like Dragoon that this deck can't out, so this gives you an out to things that can't be outed easily. And that is Unchained Sky Striker. This is the weirdest deck I've ever had a part in playing in. It's actually a go second build, and one of the things that you can do is you can cut 1 escape, 1 abominable, and maybe Upstart Goblin or a Pot of Desires or something. Any one of the draw, you can cut 1 of those, or Ahura. You can cut those, and you can put in Escape or Dark Ruler No More as an option to go second better. But this deck is really good at linking with your opponent's stuff and forcing your opponent to use Interruption so you don't gain advantage, and you still gain advantage anyway. It's surprisingly useful. It's a very nice sized toolbox. So if you want to try something different, something roguish, this is roguish, and it can do a lot of cool things. So check it out. If you guys liked, make sure to hit that like button, comment, subscribe. We'll be seeing you soon. And until next time, lads, good fun. Have luck.